So hello and very good morning my dear students. Today we are going to continue with the same exercise, that is 1A, right from 12th question. As we have completed up to 10th, 11th will be the homework for you, that is the easy one. Let's go for the 12th question. And in this 12th question you have such diagram where you need to prove that PQ and SQ, PR and SQ bisects at O. That means this PR line and this SQ line bisects at this point O. What do you mean by bisect at O? That means PO is equal to OR and QO is equal to OS. We have to prove that. Okay, how will start the proof? So we'll be taking these two triangles, that is in triangle PQO and triangle RSO. These two triangles we will be taking. Provided we are given with one information that PQ is equal to SR. Okay, so PQ is equal to SR. This is the given part. Then the next one is this angle is equal to this angle, as this is denoting 90 degree. Okay, so we can have, see, this is one side we got. Alright, now this angle Q is equal to angle S is equal to 90 degree. Okay, and what else we can say? This angle is equal to this angle Y, vertically opposite angle. So we can say that angle POQ is equal to ROS, and the reason being vertically opposite angles are equal. Okay, that you can write. So what we say, we got two angles, one side. So by which criteria we can say? So by side we have two angles and one side. So by angle side congruency criteria, triangle, which two triangles? This triangle PQO is congruent to triangle RSO. Okay, then by CPCT, you know the meaning of CPCT, congruent. Corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. So corresponding parts, what are the corresponding parts? This side equal to this side, this side equal to this side, this angle equal to this angle. So by CPCT we say that PO is equal to OR and QO is equal to OS, and this is what we required thing. So as PO is equal to OR, QO is equal to OS, so we say that we conclude, hence we conclude. What can we conclude from these two statements? That O bisects line PR and SQ. Hence proved. I hope this is clear to you, the easy one. Okay, now let us go to question number 14. See, 13, if you can see, you have a structure in such a way where this is the structure where this side is equal to this side, and you have to prove that AE is equal to ED. See, this is AE and BD. We have to prove it is equal to ED, and this point is C. That means you have to prove that this line is equal to this line. So definitely you need to take which two triangles? Okay, you have to take this triangle and this triangle. If you take these two triangles, okay, so what you will get, by the congruency criteria, try to prove them. Then by CPCT, you can write that AE is equal to BD. So in such a way, you can solve this question also. Okay, now we are going to start question number 14. Let's do question number B1. Okay, let's do this one. Again, an easy question. So you have 14B question. The structure is like this. where I have labeled it A, B, C, D. Okay, where this side is equal to this side given, this side is equal to this side given. Okay, so we have to find x and y. That means we have to find the value of this y and this x. So how are we going to? We are taking two triangles ABC and ADC, where AB is equal to AD, which is given in the question. Okay, so we were given here. Okay, then coming to the next part, BC is equal to DC. Again, this is given in the question. Then we say that this AD is common. This is a common line. This AC, sorry, not AD. AC is the common line. So we got three sides. See, this is one side, this is another side, and this is also. So by side congruency criteria, we say that this triangle is congruent to this triangle. Okay. Then by simplicity, what can we say that this angle equal to this angle, this angle equal to this angle, this angle will be equal to this one. Okay. So x is equal to 40, y is equal to 30. I hope this is clear to you. Okay. Now let us come to question number D. Let's do this one. Alright, let's understand the last question of the exercise. So you have the structure in such a way where I have labeled A, B, C, D, where BC is x plus 10 given this is, okay, and what is AD given to us? This is y plus 20. Okay, so we have to find the value of x and y in this question. So what we are going to do, we are going to use the application of this congruency criteria. We are taking these two triangles, triangle ABC and ADC here. We know that D angle and B angle, they both are each 90. So we got one right angle. AC is the common line, so AC is the common line in both the triangles. So we can consider that to be hypotenuse. You know what is hypotenuse? No? In a right angle triangle, the side which is opposite to the 90 degree, that line or that side is the hypotenuse. Okay, this is the hypotenuse. Okay, and AB is equal to DC, which is given in the question itself. So we got one side. So we got one R, we got H, and we got S. So by RHS congruency criteria, these two triangles are congruent. Now we are taking the help of CPCT. So by CPCT, what we say that this X will be equal to 50 degree. Okay. This x will be, if you just see that, if you consider this to be base and this angle, and this to be base and this angle, so this angle is equal to this angle. This 90 degree is equal to this 90, and this angle is equal to this angle. Okay, so by simplicity we say x is equal to 50 degree. And also one more thing, we say that BC will be equal to AD. Okay, so we can equalize x plus 10 is equal to y plus 20, as we already got the value of x as 50. So 50 plus 10 is equal to y plus 20, 60, y plus 20 plus 20 will go there, y is equal to 60 minus 20, 40. So this is what the value of y. I hope this is clear to you. Now we are going to start the isosceles triangles. First of all, let us understand the basic part and then we will head to the exercise. Okay? Okay, so isosceles triangles. In the very starting of this chapter, in the introductory lecture, I have explained you what is isosceles triangle, what are its properties, and how from the isosceles triangle what all things can be concluded actually. Okay, so drawing the simple diagram of the isosceles triangle. So this is a triangle ABC to consider, where AB is equal to AC. Okay, that means this side is equal to this side. So this is what the diagram of isosceles triangle. And what does the property says? I am going to just share the properties as the proof of these properties need not be taught as per the syllabus. Okay, so you just try to understand what are its properties. So if AB is equal to AC, then you know the angle subtended by these two lines will also be equal. I repeat that in a triangle, in an isosceles triangle, if AB is equal to AC, then the angle subtended by these two lines on the base will be equal. If you take, say for example, if I am taking these three dusters, okay, like this, and as these two dusters are same, okay, just hold it in such a way. Okay, now these two dusters are same, and if I make a triangle in such a way, so as these two dusters are same, so angle made, that means this angle, okay, that means these two angles made will also be equal. So this is what they are trying to explain you, the property that if these two lines are same, then the angle subtended by the lines will also be same. This is the very first property, okay, that is angle ABC is equal to angle ACB, okay. Then what is the second property? That in an isosceles triangle, if I draw a perpendicular on the base, okay, try to understand that in an isosceles triangle, if I draw a perpendicular like this, then this perpendicular will divide this base into equal parts. That means it will fall here on the midpoint of the base. That means whatever the perpendicular we are dropping from here, so it will fall on the midpoint of this base, and this line is called the perpendicular bisector. And you know one more thing you can call this as a median. This question we did in the first exercise, okay, that in an isosceles triangle the perpendicular bisector is only the median, only in isosceles triangle, not in any other triangle, okay, only in the case of isosceles triangle. Or if you call this to be the median, then this also can be called as the perpendicular bisector, okay. So this is what the second property, you can write in the own words. One more property is, if this is an isosceles triangle, say for example, and I am producing the two equal sides, okay, so these are the two equal sides, I'm just extending them ahead, so the angle, the exterior angle made by these two produced line will also be equal. Means if this angle is equal to this angle according to the first property, then one more property you have to remember, that the exterior angle which is made by these two extended lines will also be equal, okay. So you can write this as the third property. So these are some important properties of the isosceles triangle which you have to remember. And you know about the equilateral triangle, that all the sides are equal and all the angles are also equal, and all the see the medians also, they meet, all the three medians they meet at one point which is called the centroid, and you know orthocenter also meets at this point only. You know the meaning of orthocenter, no? If you draw a perpendicular here also if you drop a perpendicular, here also if you drop a perpendicular, and median also if you drop here, all these three sides, the orthocenter as well as in center and the centroid, all these three things meet at one point. Only for the equilateral triangle, not for any other triangle. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. Now let us come to the exercise. In the starting, you may see that there are the questions which are related to on finding the value of x. Okay, so let's do some question. Let's do this C1. Okay. Alright, now try to understand question number first C. We are starting exercise 1B here. Okay. So this exercise is mainly concerned on the isosceles triangle properties. So whatever 3-4 properties I have taught you, please keep in mind, because in I think most of the questions will be using that isosceles triangle property. Okay. So as you can see, this also will be using. So the question is x, y, z is a triangle where x, y is equal to x, z. So if x, y is equal to x, z, then we call this triangle to be an isosceles triangle. Now using the property, if this side is equal to this side, that means this whole angle will be equal to this whole angle, if you see from that view, and this whole angle is nothing but x plus 26. So this angle will also be x plus 26. So that is why I wrote angle z is equal to angle y, where angle y is 26 plus x. So angle Z is equal to 26 plus x. Now using angle sum property here, what is that angle sum property? This angle plus this angle plus this angle is equal to 180 degree, and on this calculation and on this solution, which you can easily understand, the value of x is 38. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you. Okay, so try to understand this question number F here, that the question in this triangle you have LPM, one isosceles triangle where this line LP is equal to NP, and LNM again an isosceles triangle where LN is equal to MN. I have denoted with the help of these. One single line means these two sides are equal, and two double lines means these two sides are equal. We are only provided with one information that this is 82 degree and this whole is x. Okay, are you getting? Not this much is not x, this whole is x. So what I am doing, I am dividing. See, this is x given, so I am dividing that. Let this be y degree and this be z degree. Okay, I have divided that this part, this much part is y and this much part is z. So how can we get the value of x? See, let me show you the last step. X is equal to y plus z. At last I did y plus z. So what? First of all, we need to find y and we need to find z. Okay, this is our primary thing. So I'm starting with, see, I have considered also that y and z, which you can easily understand. Okay, if this is y, then this will also be what? Y, because of isosceles triangle property. Okay, you only look to this isosceles triangle. This side is equal to this side, so this angle will be equal to this angle, isn't it? So y. Okay, similarly this z, so this will also be z, because if you see this isosceles triangle, this side is equal to this side, so angle made by these two are z. Okay, so the main part I have already explained. In this triangle, if you go, so y plus 82, that is 82 plus 5 plus 5 is equal to 180 by angle sum property. Okay, y plus y to y, 82 is transposed there, so 180 minus 82, 98, 2y is equal to 98, y will be equal to 98 over 2, you will get 49 as the answer. Similar, okay, if you got y value which is 49 degree, so can we find this angle? Yes, definitely. By what? By the linear pair. So by linear pair property, we know that this angle will be equal to 180 minus y, which is 180 minus 49, 131. So I have written here by the linear pair. In isosceles triangle LNM, now this LNM, in this triangle you come, we got this angle is 131. So z plus 131 is equal to 180 degrees. See, I have mentioned why this is z degree. Okay, so on this calculation we got the value of z as 24.5, and as I told you that x is nothing but y plus z, so 49 plus 24.5 is 73.5. So this is the answer. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. Now please try to do the rest questions here, because in these questions are like you should do, because this question will enhance your thinking power. The more you think, the more you will be able to solve the rider questions. You can establish the riders. Okay, you can even solve the further questions in this exercise. Okay, so these basic questions are totally meant for you to solve and get a good practice from this. Okay, so with this I'm ending up. In the next lecture I will come up from the second question. Okay, then we'll go to some rider questions. Alright, so till that, do practice. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye bye.